Hi everyone, it's Rachel with week 5's video blog. Our discussion this week was about the prototyping method. So what is prototyping? And let's begin with what a prototype is. A prototype is a sample of a product that is tested. Doing so provides feedback on the process and the concept of the product, or in today's discussion, the new health information system. Prototype methodology can be viewed as a sample enactment to see if the functional proficiencies of the system work. Health information systems have many prototypes before choosing the right one for a specific company, and each step of prototyping methodology builds on one another. So for example, I discussed this before that my company uses Medilinks and we're slowly transitioning into Cerner, but Cerner has different functions that our facility might not use. So we were using different prototypes to see which one we wanted to go with. Prototyping method has 9 steps. And the first step is to define the purpose of the system. Second is to decide on the 2 most important features that you're going to use. The third is to create the design on a piece of paper, and then discuss with managers and peers and partners, and then receive feedback on whatever you discuss. The 5th step is to review the design after the feedback that you just received in the previous step. The 6th step is to convert the design from paper to the computer, and then to consult with other companies to make further changes if needed. Number 8 is to add another feature if the software is coming together nicely. And number 9 is to document any changes and updates. An example of prototyping methodology for a health information system is the UX and the UI prototyping. And this prototyping method seeks to understand how users and the system interact with one another and how the system reacts to certain commands. And this type of prototyping shows how users work with the system, and then the developers can watch and receive any insight and feedback just by watching how the users interact with the system. And another example at my job is we just merged with another hospital system. We used to be Gwinnett Medical Center, and now we merged with Northside, Forsyth, and that came with a lot of changes. And we use a system called Star Navigation, and it's used to admit and discharge patients and transfer patients to different rooms and things like that. But when we merged with Northside, we still use Star Navigation, but the features changed. So the vendors had to come out and implement the new features into Star. And they also watched what features we did use and didn't use, and the features that we didn't use, they deleted it from the system. So Star Navigation could run more efficiently. And so we wouldn't get confused with different buttons and things like that. Prototyping method differs from the SDLC methodology. As we previously learned, SDLC stands for System Development Lifecycle. And there are common SDLC methods that can be used for system development. A common method is the waterfall method. And the waterfall method is a start to finish method, meaning that once the step is complete, there's no going back to the previous step, just unlike the prototype method. Once one part of the system is complete, in the waterfall method, there is no updates or changes made. Problems in the waterfall method cannot be fixed until the repair stage. And then here's just a simple diagram that shows the waterfall method goes from requirements down to design, down to information, to verification. And then once the system is complete, developers or the facility can go on to maintain that system. Another example that is completely different from the prototype method is the Big Bang method. And the Big Bang theory or method doesn't have a specific process. It just focuses on the development of the software rather than the planning and the testing of the system. And this is used for smaller projects and smaller facilities. It shouldn't be used for like bigger facilities. Like I would say, like my facility where I work, I don't think it should be used for that, because now that we merged with Northside, we have so much different facilities in different counties. And I just feel like this should be used for like a smaller, like family practice doctor or something like that. It can be considered a high risk model if there are any misinterpretations from the very beginning of the project, and this could cause the project to break apart. And then here's another diagram showing the Big Bang. It just goes out in different directions, like time and effort and resources, and then it just equals to the software on the right side. In my opinion, I like the purpose of prototype methodology because it allows us to test the system without fully committing to something, without us knowing if it will work for our health facility or not. It gives us time to take out features if we don't need it, and it also allows us to replace those features with new ones that we do need. It allows us an opportunity to improve the system before rolling out the final project, which I believe is very important because it saves time, money, and it also prevents stress of a system that ends up not working. And then these are my citations, and thank you guys.